Hello everybody, it's Penny Shelton here. It's Saturday, it's September the 11th, and it is also the eve of the second annual International Day of Juice Feasting. It's a really big deal, and I don't know how many of you all were plugged into this event last year for the first annual International Day of Juice Feasting, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And of course, this is the brainchild and the inspiration of our good friend Dave, the raw food truck driver, who we have just been talking about so much lately. And as you know, Dave has been through a whole lot physically lately with this stroke episode and trying to get to feeling better because, this is his passion, to do this international event. He's flying in all these people, all these amazing speakers. Other people are driving in. It's being televised on the internet live. It'll be streaming live on ustream.tv. It's a really big deal. And it's going to be so encouraging, inspiring, and motivating. And I just want to encourage you, if you're not already plugged into this, there's still time. There's still time if you live in the Pacific Northwest and you're within driving distance to this event. I'll put the link underneath this video so you can go check that out. It's going to be at the Laughing Ladies Cafe in Shoreline, Washington from noon to 4 p.m. tomorrow. And it's also, as I said, it's going to be streaming live on Ustream. So what I want to encourage you, if you're not able to be there in the flesh, you can be there virtually online with so many of us who are going to be logging into the live event, watching it streaming live, as well as being in the chat room. And last year, I'm just going to tell you, the chat room was pretty lively. We were having a big time in there, and it's a time where you can ask questions to all the different speakers that are at the event, as well as just talk with one another. And so it's really, really worth your time, okay? So this is Dave's project, right? But there's going to be so much going on. He's going to be there, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about Dave in just a second. But besides Dave and Teresa, his partner, he is also going to have Matt Monarch and Angela Stokes Monarch and Elena Love and a host of other speakers that you may or may not know. But all of their stories are going to just really inspire you. The three names that I spoke of, Elena, Angela, and Matt, have all had extensive experience with this whole concept of juice feasting. So that's going to be great to listen to them speak. But then there's another fellow that I had never heard of before, Brian Wright, and he has an actual title that I didn't write down, and it's like pharma something. But he's basically an expert in the nutritional and chemical compounds of wild grasses. And so he's going to be there, and he is going to blow you away with the information that he's going to teach you on harvesting wild grasses and what to look for and what that's going to do for you as you juice it. Kind of like you would juice wheatgrass. So Brian is like totally awesome, apparently. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. And then there's going to be stories from other people who they have asked to come that they're going to be sharing with the community. This is just going to be a phenomenal event. So I think I've given you a big enough sales pitch. It would be probably the neatest thing that you can do to support Dave right now with your presence, either if you're able to get there in the flesh or if you're able to tune in on the live broadcast. It would mean the world to him. He's put really everything he's got into this event, and it's such a blessing that he's here and he's going to be able to be in attendance. And that brings me to my next point. Okay, so I've talked with Dave over the last couple of days. I've talked with him yesterday, I've talked with him today. And I think one of the main things that I just personally feel like I want to share with you, and I know I have his blessing on this, but you've got to remember Dave has had a stroke, okay? And he is in the recovery process. And between you and I don't really think he's been doing too much recovery because I think he's been pushing himself too much. Naughty boy, but I know how those guys are. My husband's the same way, my dad's the same way. No stroke's going to get him down, but the reality is if you've ever had a family member or know someone who has had a stroke, it has certain side effects that can linger for a while. And Dave's probably his biggest side effect right now is this residual partial paralyzation that he's experiencing in his face. On his right side, actually his whole right side is affected somewhat. His tongue isn't fully operable on the right side. His throat is kind of numb. The right side of his mouth is numb. And so that makes eating and drinking a big challenge. His verbal skills are just slightly impaired. I mean, when I'm talking to him, he's extremely articulate in his thought process, but I can tell that there's a little sluggishness in his speech, which is absolutely to be expected. There's also some fine motor skill challenges that he's experiencing in his right hand and his right foot and leg. And so, you know, he can walk, which is a huge blessing. He's totally able to walk, but he can't walk for very long without getting really winded. And again, totally to be expected. So I think for those of you who are at the event, he's going to look totally normal to you. He's going to look like the old Dave and everything's all rocking, but just know that he really needs to take it easy. And I hope those of you who are at the event will really kind of pamper and baby him a little bit and let him know that he doesn't need to be on the camera the whole time. And if he can speak for 4 minutes, then that'll be awesome, because he's got a full lineup of awesome people. The other thing that's of concern is he's just really not sleeping at night. I mean, Teresa and I were talking about this, and I don't know if it's because of the stroke and everything that's happened to his physical body, or if it's because of him just being so preoccupied about everything that's coming up tomorrow. I'm not really sure which one it is. He doesn't typically require a whole lot of sleep anyway, because he is, you know, the raw food master. You know, he's Mr. Juice Man, and you know, when you're living on basically 100% raw foods and low glycemic green vegetable juices, you just really don't have to sleep like, you know, the average person, but he does need more sleep. Like, I'm really prayerful that he is going to be able to get a really great night of sleep tonight. So if you would join me in whatever you do, like, you know, last Sunday night we did our prayer vigil, and by the way, my candle, this candle is worth $1.99. My candle that I lit for the candle vigil, it's still just like, I've got more to go. And I have left it burning. I think my daughter blew it out like one morning, and I realized it, and I lit it immediately. But this thing has been going. It's hot. So I'm on my way to the grocery store to buy another candle, because you know what? I'm going to keep a candle burning for Dave and Teresa until we know that they're fully on their feet and everything is all good to go. So I encourage you to join me in that. I know many of you are already doing that, but if we can just surround them at this time and this whole event, if we can just focus in and send as much love and as many prayers as we can to them, I'm just feeling like it's going to be a really special time tomorrow, and I'm going to really look forward to sharing that with you. I'm just wanting to make sure that I haven't left anything out. I'm sure that I have, but in closing, I just want to say that Dave has been so incredibly moved by the outpouring from within the community, just the emails and the comments on the Facebook fan page. If you're not part of the Facebook fan page, go and check. Just search on Facebook Dave the Raw Food Truck Driver, or Dave the Raw Food Trucker, I think it is, and hit like, and that way you can really stay plugged in to all of the updates. I'm putting all of my videos on there as I do updates, and probably after this event they will start doing their own updates, but I'm just helping out right now until they can get this event under their belt. But he's just so deeply touched and wants you all to know how much he appreciates you, how grateful he is, and how much he deeply and completely loves each and every one of you who have taken photographs and lit a candle and said a prayer. And I mean, we've just talked so much, and he gets choked up over the phone when we talk about the outpouring of love. And it's just really been very special and wonderful, and I've loved watching it. It's been a huge honor to be able to be involved in all of this unfolding, and I believe that God has a very big plan at work here, and I'm just eager to watch it all unfold. It's a blessing to be doing that. So I love you guys, and I'll be in the chat room tomorrow from noon to 4 Pacific Standard Time on the International Day of Juice Feasting, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Mwah. Love you. Bye.